Can you believe that Oahu home sales are down 12.2% from a year ago? This is David Buck with Harcourts Island Real Estate, and today we're going to talk about the April housing stats on Oahu for 2026. And everything is down, in a sense, not everything, but we saw drops not only in inventory, but prices, transactions, inventory. Once again, inventory. We'll come back to that. First off, let's start with the single family homes. And there we saw a 4.6% dip in sales year over year. There were 241 home sales that sold in April of 2025, and we only saw 230 this past month. Meanwhile, the median home price went from $1,170,000 a year ago to 1.15 million this past month, which is quite a bit off the 1.2 million or just north of 1.2 million record that we saw a few months back. In addition to that, days on market are dropping. So like this is a theme throughout this report. We're going to see numbers dropping. So median days on market are down over 17%. That was going from 29 days a year ago to 24 this past month. And now we're coming to inventory. Single family home inventory on Oahu is down 12.2%. Like I started this off a year ago, there was 805 homes for sale on Oahu. And this past month, there's only 707. Now, 800 is relatively historically low for inventory for single family homes on Oahu. We're now down, like I said, 12.2%. So there's not a lot of housing stock for detached single family homes on the market on Oahu. In the last housing category for single family homes we're going to talk about also saw a drop was a months of remaining inventory. That's down to 2.9 months from 3.5 months a year ago. Keep in mind, anything less than 6 months of remaining inventory is considered a seller's market. So, given all that's in the news with interest rates, et cetera, it's still, if you're a home seller, there's not a lot of competition out there. So it might not be a bad time to consider selling if that's a thought of yours going into this summer. So stay tuned and we're going to jump into the condo stats. Meanwhile, on the condo front, we also saw a lot of down stats that we're going to talk about. As far as the numbers of transactions, those were down just over 4%. That was going from 395 sales a year ago to 378 this past month. That's a 4.3% drop. And meanwhile, the median condo price on Oahu also saw a drop, which was down only 1%. That was going from $505,000 a year ago to $500,000 this past month. Meanwhile, days on market are also down for condos on Oahu, which saw an 11.6% drop. That was going from 43 days to 38 days. And we also saw a 6.3% drop in condo inventory, which is kind of unheard of in a sense, because most all of last year we were reporting on how much condo inventory was increasing. Well, now it's kind of flipped the switch in the sense it's decreasing. It's down 6.3% from a year ago. A year ago, there's 2,512 condos for sale on Oahu. And this past month, we saw 2,363. And the last stat we're going to talk about is months of remaining inventory, which is also down here on Oahu. That dropped 4.4%, going from 6.8 months of inventory a year ago to 6.5 this past month. It's still considered a buyer's market for condos on Oahu because anything north of 6 months is considered a buyer's market. I've got story after story of building after building where it's definitely a buyer's market still. So if you're in the market, it could be a great time to buy a condo from a macro picture if you're looking back in time. And my bet is it's not always going to be this much of a bloodbath in the condo market. So now could be a good time to jump in. And if you have more questions about specific areas or neighborhoods, every part of the island is always in flux and changing constantly. So if you have questions, be glad to help. My name's David Buck. I can be reached at 808-371-3509. Mahalo and have a great day.